Many topics are accompanied by an antithesis, a complete polar opposite. In this instance, the two ends of the coin are beginnings and endings. The ending of a bad movie, quitting a job, getting fired from a job, finishing a book, finishing a public speech, the death of a loved one, all these separate examples present scenarios where endings may be sought after or undesired. We go through life without giving it much thought. When something is unraveling, people do not tend to ponder over its ending since it can seem so far away. Nevertheless, time continues to pass and behaves as a guide in helping us understand when something will end. So, why exactly must a conclusion always be reached? Perhaps it is to provide meaning. If something were to span on forever, would it really matter as much? Think about it. If you were to eat ice cream for the rest of your life, nonstop, there will be a point where diminishing returns become apparent. The same goes for many other instances. Endings provide a sense of closure. Ending a delicious treat of ice cream may be unfortunate, but time must settle between enjoying the dessert and indulging in it once again. In another instance, envision the loss of an important friend. The terms on which the friendship closed affect the way you reflect on it. A bitter end may leave a sour perspective. However, it could have also been a mutual conclusion. Any one of these cases finalizes the friendship. A beginning, middle, and end occurred. One can now think back on the relationship with a new outlook as the two friends are no longer in it. The meaning lies in what was learned. The time between the beginning and the end is saturated with lessons. It is then up to us to detract meaning from all the events experienced. Although the effects of time are constantly present, are there things that do not end? Things such as an unfinished book, for example. Even then, the end lies in the lack thereof. This makes it more difficult to truly come to a conclusion that some things have no end. Infinity itself is an abstract concept. We can understand the idea of it, but it is difficult to truly conceptualize it. In essence, a circle may be considered as having no end. It is a cyclic structure that begins where it leaves off. Then again, when constructing a circle, there is an end. This would be when the structure is closed off. Two concepts that are thought to have no conclusion are time and death. Time may be a human construct, but it will continue to span on. Conversely, death is a natural part of life. Individuals are split on whether there is something that occurs past this point. Our perspective shows that these individuals are physically absent but are immortalized by our thoughts. Take William Shakespeare, for example. His writings continue to be studied today and provide a remnant that solidifies his mark on the world. Although death may be an ending with no end, this does not detract from the fact that it has a beginning. What about something that has no beginning or end? The classic phrase you've heard in science class, energy is neither created nor destroyed. Will energy last with no end in sight? Well, let's look at a black hole, for example. They develop from supernova explosions, which is the aftermath that occurs once large stars are depleted of energy. The diameter of these structures continues to expand as they absorb energy. A black hole's gravitational pull is so intense that escaping its event horizon, also known as its surface, would require a velocity greater than that of light. All the matter absorbed by the black hole will be contained as energy. Stephen Hawking theorized that these structures released energy in the form of radiation. Hence, they will eventually explode and release all their contained energy into the universe. Hawking radiation is what the energy emitted came to be known as. A black hole that has the mass of the sun is expected to take over 10 to the 67th years to release all its energy. Putting this into perspective, the age of our universe is about 1.4 times 10 to the 10th, significantly less than the time necessary for a black hole to evaporate. Therefore, energy is conserved but transformed throughout the entire process. The law of conservation of energy then reigns true in this instance. Endings encompass the closing of a chapter, however, they often lead to new beginnings. One should embrace these beginnings and the present, as some endings arrive unexpectedly. Dr. Seuss said it best: don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.